Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and well, if you're new to the channel, thanks for checking the channel out. I thought maybe we'd just get into some RoboCop. Dude, I don't know, man. I do some random stuff, and whatever pops in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna run with it. So, picked a handful of games. This will probably be a little bit of a longer video than normal. But I'm just going to kind of show somewhat chronologically RoboCop games from different systems. This isn't going to be like my favorite or best of or anything like that. I'm not going to, grade these or rank them or nothing. I'll let you do that. You guys can, tell me in the comments like, hey man, that game sucked. And more likely I'll agree with you. But yeah, you can, see what I'm going to show here, and if you see a favorite or one that you don't like, just let me know in the comments. And dude, man, as always, I appreciate everyone for watching. So let's get into some Detroit justice, and thanks. Before we get into some games, I thought I'd show you my toys. Yeah, I just wanted to show this before I got into what's not necessarily going to be a chronological order of RoboCop games, but just somewhat in order. But yeah, this is my collection. I've been a big RoboCop fan ever since I was a kid, and really cool to collect some of these pieces. I don't have a lot. This is a pretty small collection, I think, compared to most people, but this is pretty much all I need. I mean, I love looking at this stuff. So the first game that we'll jump into is from the Amstrad. This is the first RoboCop. I did terrible in it. I could not advance over these platforms while I was trying to get some of this footage, and yeah, you can see how far we've come though since the Amstrad. That takes us into the Amiga. The Amiga had 3 RoboCops, but I was only able to capture the 2. The third one, interestingly enough, though, was like a shooting, like downrange kind of a shooting style game, which is pretty cool looking, honestly. But I got the first 2, and this is the first one. And here we are, RoboCop 2. This one too, interestingly enough, out of 3, Coca-Cola sponsored this game. There's a little Coca-Cola can down there in the corner, and then when you first start the game up at the title screen, they actually have a can of Coke as well. So I don't think I've seen that in any other RoboCop game, and all the RoboCop games I was trying to research for this vid. So. And that takes us to the Commodore, the C64 RoboCop. Basically, though, I mean, you guys all know like the story, so each one of these is going to kind of look the same. Unfortunately, this video is going to probably look repetitive in the sense that all the level layouts always kind of look the same, just graphically. Some are better than others, so that's pretty much going to be what most of this video looks like. I feel like this will be another fast forward video for a lot of you. I say that in a lot of my vids. I'm like, yeah, this is probably where you guys are going to fast forward. But here is RoboCop 2. It moved really erratically. As you can see, I slipped right off of the ledge there. He kind of slide walks. It was kind of frustrating. It took me a while to get onto that bridge, so I edited all that other crap out so you would have to see me die over and over again. But weirdly enough, in another game, I at the same point in the game had a bridge also like that where I kept falling, and I left that one in. But for this one here, RoboCop 3 on the Amiga, or on the Commodore 64, this is a shooting style, and I found this one really fun. Terribly inaccurate. It wasn't the game; it was me. I wasn't quick enough. Maybe just because I'm old, reflexes. But man, this was fun. This was a fun little shooter. Would have been awesome if it was like a light gun, but I was using a controller. And that takes us into Nintendo. This is Nintendo's RoboCop. He looks kind of like those droids from Star Wars, maybe that had a baby with RoboCop. I don't know, it's a weird looking RoboCop, but it played well. It's fun. Kind of had a Double Dragon feel to it with the music and the style, but also mixed in with a little bit of Ninja Gaiden with the way those little animals came at you and everything. Had kind of like a mix. RoboCop 2 giving us the finger. So you can see the layout here. This looks exactly like the C64 one, but obviously a lot more colorful. And there's that damn bridge, man. I don't know why I couldn't jump on that bridge. In every version of this game where this looks similar, man, I was struggling to get on that stupid bridge. Yep, this is the one I guess I left in where I was like, I probably should edit it more, but I don't know, the struggle was real. That dude looked like the guy from that cartoon show, The Critic. You guys remember that? Probably not. That's what he looked like, the guy from The Critic. Started running at me. There he is. Boom, nailed it, finally. Are you all still watching? You can kind of see RoboCop glide a little there too. RoboCop 3 for the Nintendo. This one also not too bad. The colors little different. The jumping in this one too was a little different from the first two games for the Nintendo. That's the thing I noticed throughout most of these RoboCop games too, is RoboCop could jump like incredibly high, or he couldn't jump at all. I don't know if they were trying to be like, hey, he's a robot, he's heavy, and then other times they were like Mike. I don't know. He was definitely flying in the air, man. And then yeah, there was a RoboCop vs. Terminator on the Nintendo, and I didn't care for this one. I don't know, maybe just because I didn't want to sit there and figure this out. I was just trying to show enough for footage wise, you know, to you guys get a feel for what the game was like. I had to make my way over there, and I couldn't during this one little clip, so that's not really why I guess I didn't like it. It just, for it being the fourth game for the Nintendo, I thought maybe graphically it would have gone up more, but it seemed very basic to me. Takes us into the Game Boys, the Game Boy games. I own these ones on the Game Boy, and I don't know, this one played super slow motion. I'm not sure if it's because I had to use emulation to show this one, but the music and everything just like just real slow. I don't know. It's an alright one. I don't really play this one very much, but then again, I don't really play my handhelds as much as I want to. There's a lot going on. RoboCop 2 started to, you could see they were trying to make it a little beefier graphic wise, and of course RoboCop himself. I shot a hostage. I forgot you can hit those guys. I was like, thought he'd be safe. But he's the only one I killed out of this clip, so I think I rescued 2 more after that. So if you're keeping score at home, 2-1. Yeah, like, see, he just glides in the air, just hover jumps. It's really weird. I think I nailed this bridge though, so if you're, yep. So if you're keeping score at home for bridges, two bridge wins, like 6 bridge losses, I think. RoboCop versus a Terminator on Game Boy. This one also disappointing. I don't know what the hell they were doing here. But when RoboCop's arm is down, he looks like a mummy with a salad bowl on his head. Like, I have no idea. Like, I can't imagine how they couldn't have gone any better. And look at this guy on the roof up there. His arm just hovering over the side to shoot. Like, it's terrible, man. It's a terrible. I don't know. I got through the clip here to show you the footage, and then look, man. And you drop down the sewers. Okay, cool, right? And then RoboCop's like, I need to get rid of spiders. So I don't know. I didn't know spiders were like a big problem in Detroit, but or in the world of Terminator. But here they are, and maybe they're Terminator robots. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're just supposed to be like I don't know. It's bizarre though. I do not care for this one, man. Here's the Game Boy Color version of RoboCop. This one was kind of cool. I don't know. I spent probably more time on showing a clip of this as far as lengthwise, just because I wanted to show you like how it starts, because you got, you know, you're in this office right here and you got to kind of point and click at these little areas. So it was weird at first when I was playing this, because I was like, what kind of game is this? Is this kind of like a point and click, like you know, like Monkey Island? Or yeah, it's an interesting interesting. You'll see as once we get through all this where it takes us. Then we go into Lewis's room, who was replaced by Pamela Anderson. I don't know who that lady is, but that is not Officer Lewis. But okay. And then we go into the laboratory to get some upgrades, but she actually just wants me to find some upgrades, I guess, on the streets, and I need to go get one. And okay. And so then this takes us into the game, and then this is just where it kind of threw me off here, because I thought, I went into most of these games blind, honestly. I hadn't played a lot of these, so that's why I want to put this collection together. But here you go, it's a top-down, like you're shooting from top down. Almost feels like, you know, like Gauntlet style, top over top. It was good, but I don't know, man. I think they could have done a lot better, you know? RoboCop's small, like the characters are small. I didn't know who was who. I kept shooting innocent people. Like that guy. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess now you can see like his arms are up, but at first you don't, so I'm just gonna start shooting, right? Yeah. Alright, here's RoboCop 3 for Super Nintendo. I also put RoboCop 3 for the Genesis above it, so you can kind of compare and contrast. You can see the different colors and different elements. The music clearly is different. You'll notice when I actually show the Genesis one here later. And then I also, in the Genesis one, I put the Super NES one on top of that. So people like to compare the two, especially RoboCop vs. Terminator as well, which I also compared the two. And here it is, RoboCop vs. Terminator for Super Nintendo. You can see right off the bat too, man, graphically just drastic colors, different colors. RoboCop even looks different, like the drawing of him, like the shading of his body and everything. I don't know, you know, a lot of people prefer the Genesis one over the SNES one, and maybe it's because of the blood too, but I think the edge for me is the sound and the music, that catchy song in RoboCop vs. Terminator for the Genesis. It just sticks in your head. But these are fun regardless. Here's the Master System version of RoboCop 3. If I remember right, the Master System didn't get RoboCops until RoboCop 3, and I believe it even says that on the box for the first time ever, RoboCop 3. And then it got RoboCop vs. Terminator as well. And I don't know what's up with these dudes with no shirts on in the window. I guess that was a Master System thing they wanted to go with. All the versions, you see that most of these games, like I said, look the same. It's dudes in the windows with guns, guys on motorcycles, right? But in this one, they're like, yeah, let's not put shirts on the guys, though, this time, you know? Maybe see if people notice. We noticed. And then this is obviously the Master System RoboCop vs. Terminator. And they all explode into the ketchup bottles that they are. It's not a bad port. Obviously you're going to probably favor the Genesis one over this, but if you only have a Master System, there you go. Alright, still staying with Sega, we'll go to the Game Gear for RoboCop 3. Looks pretty similar to the Master System one. I actually felt like the colors were a little bit stronger actually in the Game Gear version, but that could just be my old eyes. But again, you know, here we go. Same thing. The shirtless dudes. Same concept, you know, you're side scrolling and you're shooting. At the end of all these first levels too, all look about the same as well. And then the Game Gear version, which again, it looks pretty much like the Master System. I think the only differences I really noticed in the Master System and the Game Gear one was the sound, and the music was a little sounded a little different between the two. But these are fun. I mean, it's nice to have the Game Gear, right? The Game Gear being a portable Master System, essentially. It's nice to take these games on the go. I regret nothing. Back to the Genesis, and again, RoboCop 3 with the SNES version up there in the top left to compare the two. And you can see right off the bat too, right? Where the green background walls versus the brick. Different colored pants. Like, you just notice like a lot of little differences. Sega sticking with the no shirts. They love their no shirt guys, man. I don't know. Maybe they were in a hurry, you know? Sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh, RoboCop's outside. Me without my shirt. Ah, yeah, there it is. There's that song and sound we all know. I kept shooting down at an angle, and I was trying to shoot like duck down. I kept pressing the, you know, the diagonal. Like, I remember I had to have this game when it first came out. I was addicted to this game for so long. I played this thing relentlessly. Probably one of my favorites out of this video, to be honest with you. It's probably gonna be a lot of people's favorites out of the video. Alright, so the RoboCop arcade ones I probably should have put in a little earlier in the video, given that they were all around the same time as the first RoboCops, I think around 1988. But I just threw them in after all the console ones, just because. But these are fun, man. The sound, the sprites, they look just so... these arcade games always look so amazing to me. This RoboCop, man, just going to work. And then I was killed as soon as I said something. Drop it. I was gonna put the pictures of the arcades themselves, the cabinets in here, but they were all the ones I kept finding online were just old and beat up and used, and I was like, I'll just write the words on there. Oh yeah, there he is. RoboCop 2 arcade, this one's pretty awesome. You've got to use the buttons for directions. Like, you move with the joystick, but the buttons are for back and forth. So like, you gotta, you know, press one button to shoot the other way and press the other button to shoot the other way. So you got to kind of remember where everyone's at and remember what buttons to be pushing. I often forget because I'm so used to just going only in one direction and shooting in one direction. I forget sometimes I gotta hit the other button to shoot backwards. And then this is cool. This is kind of like, remember where they did this with like Dick Tracy and the Sega Genesis and like other games, you know, where you can shoot down the alley and stuff. Oh, and Aliens, right? Alien Arcade, that one where they did that too, I think. We were shooting aliens. A lot of fun, man, with this one. Quarter eater right here. Alright, so this came out for also PlayStation 2 and GameCube. I just threw in the Xbox one because I have it. I actually am pretty far in this game, but I replayed the beginning here so you can kind of see how it is. RoboCop sounds terrible in this game. He sounds kind of like if Arnold Schwarzenegger had like a robotic baby. I don't know, it's terrible. But the shooting mechanics aren't too bad. You automatically start, like, they automatically locks on, see, like an auto bad guys right off the bat. And then you can use your other trigger to, like, really lock in and shoot. Yeah, I will say this, if you do play this game, make sure you adjust the sensitivity to your liking, and you'll actually do a lot better. And it actually plays pretty well if you adjust the sensitivity and everything. I don't mind this one. I don't know if a lot of you like this one, or you can let me know in the comments. Or if you even knew about this one, but I think it's decent. And you got to remember, I mean, for how old this game is, back when this came out, I mean, this is the best we could do for, you know, what led us into the game you'll see next. This is definitely a stepping stone. Just too bad it took so long to get to the next game that I'm going to show, which is right here, Rogue City. And disclaimer, it's very bloody, so if you're squeamish to blood, this is where you should bail out. This game, I mean, what can I say if you haven't played it yet? It's pretty dang amazing. If you want a really cool review on it, check out the Game Closet. Scott, he did a pretty awesome, fun review that actually has like RoboCop doing a review with him. He always does some really cool stuff on his channel. And yeah, I don't know, man. If you, like I said, if you haven't played this one though, it's awesome, man. Just fantastic. I don't know that there's a lot of replay value for this one on me, now that I beat it. I guess maybe once in a while I'll go back into a level like this one again, because that music, you know, gets you all amped up. But dude, this is finally, you saw how far we've come from the Amstrad and C64s and everything, and all the way to today. So it's just awesome. But yeah, that's my list. It's a little bit of a longer video than I normally do. I know, like I said, every time I make videos like these, you're going to be fast forwarding through a lot of it, but I get it, you know. You just want to see the game and get to the next game and so on, but hey, I appreciate you all watching though, as usual, man. I just, you know, this is what I like to do. Oof. Could you imagine being the janitor at this place, man? Like the next day. Alright, well, there you go. There is RoboCop. In somewhat, like I said, chronological order. So, start off, probably, you know, I guess it was, what, the 80s? And then I took it all the way to the most current one, a little bit of footage from that. I did enjoy the new game fairly well. It wasn't... I don't know, man. I still feel like it's missing something. I don't know what it is, but overall, though, it was a really decent game. I don't know that I'll replay it again, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't feel like it had a lot of replay value for me. Definitely love anything arcade. I probably always favor arcade games over console games. I don't know, man. There's something about just the bigger characters and sprites and that sound and feel, man. I don't know. So, yeah, those RoboCop arcade games, excellent. Couple handheld ones in there, and man, there was the original a RoboCop game that was on Xbox and GameCube I put in there, and it does look pretty. I guess now I look at it, pretty terrible, but for that time, it was like the only, you know, first person shooting RoboCop game we had, so that I know of. And I still like it. I'm still trying to finish the Xbox One. As painful, I guess, once I adjusted the sensitivity and everything and the aiming. But anyway, sorry. That's my RoboCop, I guess, chronological list, we'll call it. Again, man, I just random videos, man. This may appeal to some people, it may not. Probably won't get a ton of views, but I don't do this for, you know, for that. I make what I think of, and I'm like, man, I remember how great these games were, and maybe some other people will agree when they watch it, and then maybe some people will be like, this guy's an idiot, man, and you know, that's how you get unsubbed. So, but yeah, dude, as always, I appreciate you all watching, and who knows what the next vid's gonna be, but I'll see you in it. And man, you know, this is my phrase, I'm gonna keep saying it, but we're all just looking for the next thing to play, man. So I hope you found something to play on this vid, and I'll catch you later.